Smoke Wanted Podcast. It's your guy, Hall of Fame worthy. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to our world famous YouTube channel. Hit that bell so you can stay in tune with all the latest videos we put out. Follow us on IG. Give us that like on Facebook. We got 17,000 going on 18,000 followers on Facebook right now. This latest episode will be on Spotify. Like I always say, it's gonna be on Spotify. Give us that flames on Bleacher Report, because you know Smoke Wanted Podcast is on Bleacher Report. And keep up with the debate on TikTok. That's what we asking y'all, man. Please appreciate all the support. This episode is brought to you by Smoke Wanted Media. We want all the smoke. Don't you be that light tote. Yeah, don't be that light tote, man. We want to go over the wild card weekend and get into our picks, you know, and a couple of other things. We want to get into our picks for the divisional. So we're gonna start off with the NFC, Philly versus Tampa, and get my notes right. I'm gonna start off with that game because that was the game that we couldn't pick. Even though in our hearts we know that, you know, the home team might win, but Philly, in the beginning of the season, Philly was so tough. But all of a sudden, like, down the stretch, it was crazy to be 10-1. They finished 1-6. You thought you couldn't bet against the Eagles, but the whole thing, one of the things that went wrong for the Eagles, A.J. Brown wasn't there. I'm not sure what the difference that he would have made if he was on the field, but he wasn't there. Everything was on number 6, on Smith, on the young kid. He was doing everything he could. It wasn't enough. Even Julio Jones made some plays. It wasn't enough. I think Hurts was very hurt. He might not have, that hand of his was hurt. I think that played a part too. I don't know if it was the coaching or what, but Philly just fell apart. They stopped playing. A lot of missed tackles. Now, don't get me wrong. Baker Mayfield was doing his thing. He was swagging out from beginning to the end. He was on his shit. It's hard to stop when and also he has Evans over there. Mike Evans, one of the best wide receivers, I don't care. One of the best deep threats ever. Godwin, I can't get the name right. He's good. The whole story was just Baker Mayfield looked like a number 1 pick that game. And he looked like an unbothered quarterback. And Hurts looked like he was hurt. Mentally, physically, couldn't do much. I like that play like that long bomb he threw to Smith. But it just wasn't enough. A lot of things went wrong for Philly. And I don't think they're going to be the same team like a couple of years ago, like in the same Super Bowl form team. Bradbury was, oh my God. I'm not saying that I'm glad the Giants got rid of him, but they got rid of him for a reason. So, you missed some plays. Slay was out there. He got hurt at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he's all right. I'm not sure what went on with him, but he got hurt at the end of the game. They had to bring out the cart. That's it for that game. It's the game we couldn't pick. So big shout out to Tampa for getting that one. Let's move on to the next one in the NFC. Rams versus Lions. Now, we did pick the Lions to win at home. Who win? First playoff game, and I don't know how long, and they won. They were hungry for a playoff win. Feed the playoff win to the Lions in the cage. They was in that cage, and they were hungry, and they won that one. Let me tell you something, though. Matthew Stafford is a beast. He was making some crazy throws during that game. Sideways throws. Like he was making all sorts of stuff. He's still a stud. It was one play, he got knocked on his back, and the camera showed him looking up into the sky. And for at least 5 seconds, that boy was out of there. At least for a couple of seconds, he was out of there. He came back too, got back up, jogged to the side of the field, holding his shoulder. Something was wrong because I guess the defensive player stepped on his shoulder by mistake or whatever. But that boy is tough. He's always been. That kid Puka is going to be something special. The routes he was running as a rookie in that game was incredible. Big shout out to Puka. Like, yeah, you did your thing. Y'all didn't win, but listen, Stafford and Puka, look, Stafford is going to have to be recognized as a good quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks. He has made wide receivers, every wide receiver he's played with that's been good, has been breaking records. Calvin Johnson, Cooper Kupp, and now Puka he broke some records this year for a rookie. It's Stafford. I'm telling y'all, he's good. Goff was accurate. Goff played a hell of a game. Listen, we ain't taking nothing away from Goff because he won. And he's the reason why, one of the reasons why they won. He didn't really turn the ball over or anything. He played a solid game. That boy Gibbs, that running back rookie, he's going to be something too. There's a lot of rookies this year that's just showing off and going crazy. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Do concussion protocols go out? Is it out the window during the playoffs? Because that boy was concussed. And I don't know if they was like, oh, they took him under the blue tent real quick or something. And you good? They didn't have to take him in the back or nothing like that. In the playoffs, they said that go out the window. Boy, you going back in that game. We need you to win this one. If you concuss, you got the whole year to take it off. On vacation after this if we lose. So you leave it all. I guess you leave it all out there. Big shout out to the Rams and big shout out to the Lions who won. You know what I'm saying? We picked the Lions, by the way. So let's move on to the wow. Dallas versus Green Bay. Now we picked Dallas to win. Who wouldn't pick Dallas to win? 16 straight home games won. They haven't lost in over 2 years at home. So you wouldn't pick them to win? Yeah, I picked them to win. Green Bay had something different planned. And it's shocking. And I didn't understand because my Giants had played the Green Bay. Didn't understand how good they were and beat them. But I guess they were coming back that was the second half of the year and they were playing good. Probably wasn't good enough to beat the Giants that night, but they were beating teams late in the season. They're pretty good. I didn't think they was going to beat Dallas. I thought Dallas was just going to do just enough to win at home. That boy, that running back for the Packers, something special. Jones is something special. Love, something special. They wide receiver Dobbs, that rookie, he's something special. The defense for Green Bay, something special. Didn't even know it though. Alexander, number 23, crazy pick on Dak. Almost, he took it to the house, but they called it back, said he was down by contact. CeeDee Lamb and Dak wasn't even on the same page in the beginning of the game. It looked like they drew the game, if you ask me. It looked like they drew the game, but I don't know. Can it be just Dallas bad luck? I'm always saying, and I said it to a couple of Dallas fans that I know, it's almost like Dallas should want to play on the road instead of playing at home. Even though they was losing on the road during the season, I feel like they have less pressure if they just play on the road in the playoffs. And maybe they could get a couple or something like that and then get the late home game. I'm not sure. But it's not a good look for Dallas playing home games in the playoffs. They do good during the regular season, but in the playoffs, not good. I had Dak winning MVP. He's not going to win MVP with that performance. It's going to Lamar Jackson. And we're going to shout out to Savage, Darnell Savage, with that pick six. Was a crazy pick six on Dak. They were confusing Dak all night. Dak didn't look like regular Dak. I don't know if it's the playoffs or what it is. He didn't look like him. He didn't look like himself. So a big shout out to Green Bay. They moving on. We didn't pick them. We picked Dallas. Unfortunately, we was wrong. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we're going to get some picks right. We got a couple of picks right. Hopefully, we get some more next week. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to the AFC because, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold y'all up. We're going to start with the Cleveland Browns versus Texans. I thought Cleveland would have put up more of a fight. But like I said, we picked Texans to win that home game. I know it was C.J. Stroud's first playoff game. He's a rookie. There's something about playing at home that in the playoffs, the crowd and everything, and all the home cooking and everything is just going to be enough to help you win. Flacco was all right. He wasn't too bad. He was all over the place, running for his life, stuff like that. Made a couple of good plays. Made it competitive in the beginning. But then the defense for the Texans just took over. CJ Stroud was out there balling, throwing strikes. Singletary, like I said, was running. It's just like the whole phase. And big shout out to the Texans. And I think, wait till y'all hear what I pick next for the divisionals. But he's definitely winning Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's definitely, without a doubt. Let's see if he might win MVP if some next week happens. Yeah, CJ Stroud might win MVP if he knocks the MVP out. Wow, that's fucking crazy. As a rookie, to win Rookie Offensive of the Year and MVP, maybe, that's crazy. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, but big shout out to CJ Stroud for pulling that win off. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Y'all going home though. Chiefs, Dolphins. We picked again the home team to win, and Chiefs pulled it out. I think the cold played a huge part in that, and maybe it would have been a different story if they were playing in Miami, but they were playing in KC. Not a different story. Mahomes was Mahomes, and he wasn't the spectacular Mahomes, but he did enough to win at home. Pacheco was Pacheco. That defense was the defense, and they held Tyreek Hill for one touchdown. That was the only touchdown Miami had. The only touchdown. Tyreek Hill was getting jammed all over the place. He even put up a meme that they jammed him into vacation. They jammed him into Cancun. They jammed him into Cancun. Tua not doing good in the cold. A horrible record in cold weather. It just was bad for Miami. And I knew it was going to be bad, especially when I knew what the temperature was. You see, KC lives in that type of stuff. Miami, you already know what Miami do. They not built for that. Only one that was built for it was Tyreek, but the rest of the team wasn't ready for that. Everybody did their job on KC, and that's why they moving on. We picked them to win. Steelers versus the Bills was alright, but you already know we picked the Bills because they're gonna win. Steelers wasn't supposed to be there, even though Mike Tomlin does a great job in every year never having a losing season. They wasn't supposed to be there. They got in with help. Their star defensive player was down. Nothing much they can do. Nothing much. So they went in there, they played the game, they got their ass whooped. Josh Allen was out there balling like he's supposed to do, throwing strikes, ran for a fucking crazy ass touchdown, 50 yards, 55, it was crazy, but it was a touchdown. Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks. I don't care what anybody says. He's one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the NFL right now because of all he can do. I know y'all like Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson. But I just think that as a quarterback, my guy, like the top two right now, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You take your pick how you want to line them up. But those are my two. I like Mahomes too. You know what I'm saying? But Josh Allen is Josh Allen. So is Lamar Jackson. What I'm saying is the Bills went crazy, especially Shakir. He had the play of the game. The commentators said it was the play of the game. See, that was their whole season, the Bills' whole season, refusing to lose. After they started off bad, fired their offensive coordinator, and their season changed around. They won that home game. Big shout out to the Steelers, though. Y'all wasn't supposed to be there. And in the second half, they started coming back. Until Shakir did what he did, that receiver when he refused to go down. And that's why that was the play of the game, because Steelers were starting to do something. But they did all they could do. Big shout out to the Terrible Towel. I got a couple of Steelers fans as friends. Big shout out to y'all. Smoke Wanted Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Hall of Fame worthy. Big shout out to all the Steelers fans out there. But we understood and knew that they wasn't going to beat the Bills. Not that night. Now we're going to move on to the Divisional. We're going to make some picks real quick for the Divisional and talk about some other shit. We start on with the AFC. Texans versus Ravens, and Texas is on the road. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm not even gonna hold you. If I'm picking the underdogs here, I'm picking Texans to win this, and I feel like I said, if CJ Stroud beats Lamar Jackson and them in Baltimore, that's the MVP and the Rookie of the Year at the same time, and especially if he does good. The defense can carry him all he wants. But if that man goes into Baltimore and leaves out with a win, and he did all right, that's MVP. and Rookie of the Year at the same damn time. And I don't even know if that happened for a rookie ever. I'm not sure if it can happen, but best believe it will. Chiefs, Bills. This is the first time Mahomes goes on the road for a playoff game. The first time, every time they played each other in the playoffs, Bills always had to go to KC. Now KC got to go to the Bills. Now all the Bills Mafia like, what's up? Mahomes, what's up? You not home no more, Mahomes, what's up? What's up, Mahomes? They like, what's up, Mahomes? They can't wait for the Chiefs to come there because it's been going the other way for the Bills, and they've been losing that road game. They beat them once, but otherwise they've been losing that road game. Now they finally got a chance to play the Kansas City Chiefs in Buffalo. Buffalo's gonna win that one, and they're gonna win big. Bucks versus Lions. Underdog here. If your boy swagged out and the defense is playing like the defense could play, Todd Bowles, he coaches the defense. I'm gonna tell you like this. I could be another upset too, but I'm going with Detroit. Don't sleep on the Bucks because they have 2 wide receivers over there that can get it done. They got a quarterback that was a number 1 pick that could get it done too. He just won a playoff game. He's hot. And the Lions are hot. They just won too. So that could be a major upset, definitely, but we're picking the Lions, okay? Packers versus 49ers. You might think I'm smoking bass. How low can you go? Death row. I'm going for the upset here. We'll take the loss if we lose, but I'm going for the upset, and we're taking the Packers to beat the 49ers. That would be a major upset. One of the biggest upsets in NFL history if the Packers walk into 49er land and beat the dog shit out of the 49ers. That's going to be a major upset. I'm not going for them to win the Super Bowl, the whole thing. I think, and that's a major upset. So I'm going for the upset. I'm taking Packers to beat the 49ers. And that's the Divisional right there. Hall of Fame worthy, just pick 2 upsets. Two of the biggest upsets in NFL history. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's move on to the NBA. Smoke Wanted Podcast. I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm not going to butcher the name. Okay? It's respect. But yesterday, shout out to the Warriors and the Warriors assistant coach that passed away. He had a heart attack. He was with the team. They had a team dinner in Utah. They was going to play Utah Jazz. He had a heart attack at the restaurant. I'm not sure if he died at the restaurant or the hospital. But Smoke Wanted Podcast want to say rest in peace to the Warriors assistant coach. Just want to say shout out to the Golden State Warriors and his family. Hold your head, man. May he rest in peace. I heard he was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know him personally, obviously, but rest in peace. Shout out to the Warriors, too. Draymond's back, so we wanted to speak on that. Ain't nothing happened. He ain't getting no fights or nothing. He back on the floor coaching youngins and all of that, doing what he do. So big shout out to Draymond, you know what I'm saying, for coming back, not making no noise yet. Don't make no noise, that gonna throw you back out the game, boy. Siakam from Toronto got traded to the Pacers for Bruce Brown and Jordan, the last name unknown because we're not butchering no names. He's not dead, but we're not gonna butcher his name either. And 3 first-round picks. So they got 3 first-round picks and Bruce Brown and a guy named Jordan. I don't think that's going to do anything. I don't think Siakam's that good is going to make the Pacers contenders. If y'all think Siakam getting traded to the Pacers is going to make them contenders, let me know. Put that in the comments. Let us know, man, because I don't think that's going to do anything. They're going to be, maybe fourth seeded? You know what I mean? They're going to make the playoffs. Are they going to be tough? Yeah, they're going to be tough. Other than that, Siakam ain't going to do much. Maybe I'm wrong. Siakam proved me wrong, man. Hall of Fame worthy proved me wrong. But we don't see him doing nothing. Nah, not even close. Anyway, we about to get up out of here. That was the show. Smoke Wanted Podcast, Season 5, Episode 2, with your host, Hall of Fame worthy. Like I said, if y'all new to this channel, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us that like on Facebook, Instagram. You already know we on Bleacher Report and TikTok. Yeah, we on TikTok. Follow our page on TikTok. Join the debate on TikTok and give us that like on Facebook. 17,000 going on 18,000 subscribers. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the debate going. And, you know, we all love debating sports, so let's keep it going. Smoke One Podcast. I'm your guy, Hall of Fame worthy. Bow.